Hello, hello to day 5 of my 12 Days of Christmas lives. If I've done this correctly, you'll be seeing this on Wednesday evening, um, the 27th of November. And I'm coming to you again from Jennifer Hill's One Crafty Sister Studio. And I have a wonderful friend and team member who has helped me a little bit today. Just keep me company, and you're not on video. but I am so excited to share a fun fold card with you tonight. It is actually Lisa Curcio's design. So we're going to create Lisa's expanding and collapsing box card in a Christmas pattern. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, I'm Nicole from Equally Creative by Nicole, and I'm happy to have you here. All right, so here is my version of Lisa's card. This is Christmas style, so it has a belly band, which you can add and subtract as much extra that you'd like. You can see when you open it, it creates this little box. You could add some more on the inside there. I am using mine to hold money or gift cards, little the flat little Ghirardelli chocolate treats. And on the back, you can do all of the happy writing that you want, or you can stamp extra so you don't have to write it all. For some people, that is the way it goes. It does stand all by itself and folds and fits inside an envelope. Now, we were trying to decide if it would be one stamp or more than that. I have not weighed this. It is essentially an entire piece of cardstock plus almost the same in DSP with your embellishments and stuff. So it does fit into an envelope, but again, not sure if you need more than one stamp to make it. So let's get started. The hardest part is creating the cuts for this box, and hopefully I will be able to show it to you in a fairly easy format. So this is what we will be creating, and I will tell you the measurements as we go along. So you're going to need a trimmer, and you can choose a scoreboard or not. I do not have a scoreboard with me, and I did not go digging around in Jennifer Hill's things to find one. So we're going to use our trimmer for the whole thing, and I think it's still pretty easy enough to be able to follow along. So the first cut you're going to want to make is a 1-inch cut off of the 11-inch side. So you're going to end up with an 8.5 by 10-inch card piece, and you do not want to get rid of this 1-inch piece because this will become your belly band in the end. So I'm just going to set that aside. Okay. So now I did give some measurements here, so you can cut this in 2 different ways. I do both sides. I do the same amount off of each side, or I'll give you if you're using a scoreboard method. Okay. So along the 11-inch side, if you are using a scoreboard, you're going to score at 2 inches, 3.5 inches, 6.5 inches, and 8 inches. Or you can kind of cheat and you can do 2 inches, 3.5 inches, and then flip that puppy around and do 2 inches and 3.5 inches again. Okay. Then you'll turn it and you're going to do 1.5 inches and 7 inches, or 1.5 inches from each side. Okay, I don't know if you can see all those score marks. Nope, not quite enough light in here, but you can see that I have scored all of these lines. Let's see if I fold it, if we can see a little bit better. Okay. And we're going to do some trimming next, and then some scoring to create our lines. So we are going to trim from here to this center one. So you're going to go through the first fold line and stop at the second, and then you'll go and do the same thing for all four sides. So I line up that score right in the center here, and my trimmer does have, let's see if I can get this in the camera. So we have these little notches on the side of the trimmer blade, and this is what I line up with so that I can make sure I'm stopping at the right place. And I probably should have brought a little bit of a task light over, but I did not. Okay. So then I'll come back, and I like to go from the outer edge up. It just, I don't know, it's probably personal preference. Some people will pop it in here and draw it down, but that is not how I want to do it. So there you have it. That's how I do mine. So I'm going to do that for both sides. And this is going to help create that pocket. Once we do a little bit more trimming. Try not to cut anything other than the paper. All right. So that is all for the cutting component. We will bring this back out in just a moment for the scoring. So we're going to create our little flaps. So you're going to cut each of these squares, rectangles at the edges, the corners off. And if you are a tab person like myself, you will create tabs with the remaining square that is on there. So I will come in and just notch this with a tiny sliver of a triangle. Just helps everything to sit nicely later, and then I'll actually do this outside edge as well, so that everything will fit in that envelope once it's folded and creased and all that good stuff. So I just take a little bit off there and then come through and do a little triangle here. Again, it is not 100% necessary, but it does make things lay a little smoother. And they don't have to be perfect. You're going to be covering these up. These out of the way. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to find the center of this. So this is 6 inches wide. So you're going to mark this at 3 inches. And I just used a little bit, I used a pencil. It's not a really big deal. If you're using the width of your paper, it would be at 5 inches. Of course, I don't have inches here, so let's see. I have centimeters showing. And looks like 25.5-ish centimeters. Oh, Lord, I'm going to have to flip this one over. Hold on. I have to move my stand. I got it. You're wiggling a little bit, but hopefully it'll be all right. Okay. Sorry, I don't work in centimeters often enough to know what I'm doing. So again, 11 inches, and we're going to mark it at 5 on both sides. I'm sorry, 10 inches, so 5 at both sides. So apparently I don't work in inches either very often. All right, so now we'll bring our scoreboard back in. Scoreboard. We're using our paper trimmer, not our scoreboard. If you had a scoreboard, what you would do is you would just line this up and go from this corner to our point. We're going to do that simply with our trimmer. Remember to use your light non-blade. It's your scoring blade. And I am just going to go from corner to corner here. And you can see I even went past just a tiny bit. It's not going to affect it in the end. So I'm going to line up the crisscross of my folds and just kind of go right there. And then it's going to fold like this. So it looks like that. Okay, and I'm just going to do that to the other side as well. Turn it the other way. I have to put that little shiny spot right in the center here. And we have that. Okay, so this is the base of that entire card. So I'm going to move this away. I have prepped all of the DSP slices that go in here. So the first part is going to be our inside layer. So this is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. You need one that is your inside scene or decorator paper, decorative paper. Can't talk tonight either. So you could do something fancy in here. I chose, again, I'm going to put some cards, gift cards in there. So I'm just going to add the frou-frou-y things on the outside instead. But you could totally make it like a shadow box because it does stand on its own. It would be a great little shadow box vignette if you put something together. All right, so that's going to go in there. You have two of these pieces, 2 of these pieces, and then we're going to put these 2 pieces and save this for after we assemble the box. So I am doing these fun stripes, and this DSP is from the mini called Snowy Scenes 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. It's got a lot of fun pieces and parts in it. So I am enjoying, it's got some snow globes, it's got some candy canes. Obviously we have some mistletoe and berries and some really fun stripes. And there's even like a petal pink plaid, which I'm sure they did a play with their beginning sounds there, because Stampin' Up! Likes to do all of that play on sounds. Yes, alliteration for sure. All right, so then our next piece over is going to be 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, and I am choosing, this is the inside of the box. This is the part that's going to be on the outside, so I wanted to have my stripes. Now, when I get home, I might use the little candy cane from the Nothing's More Than, what is it? More Than Autumn bundle. And there's little candy canes on there. And how fun would that be to stamp a bunch of little candy canes and cut them out and sprinkle them on the outside of the box? So I might do that because this fun stripe is just that. It just reminds me of some fun candy canes. And you're just going to center those in there. And we'll flip this over. Again, we're only going to do these outside pieces, and we're going to do the reverse. And if somebody knocks on the door, it's just one of my good friends coming to say hello before she heads out for the holidays, and we cross paths as I go home after Thanksgiving. And I will keep videoing so that you can see this complete project without me having to figure out how to splice things together. All right, so we're going to pause here and move this aside so we can create our piece for the back. Now, I pulled out the decorative trees stamp set, which I also have the dies for, and it's been a lot of fun. So let's see. This tree, this little snowflake tree, came from the die set here, and we also have the outline. So there's lots of fun. These are the stamps, but then there are a couple of different dies that you can cut out different fun pieces to the trees. You can see you can have a plaid tree. You can have a polka dotty tree. This one would be fun if you had maybe some silver foil on the back, and then your pokey hold layer on the top was that little shimmery poking through, peeking through. So lots of fun, lots of fun. All right, so we're going to use this for our sentiments, and I am going to do Oh Christmas Tree. And this color is actually going to be Poppy Parade. This color right here is Poppy Parade. That is the color in the cardstock or the DSP. Let's see what other colors we have. We have Garden Green, I know. So Daffodil Delight, Early Espresso, Garden Green, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Poppy Parade, and Pumpkin Pie. So lots of fun colors. Now I am using this for the first time, and I realized earlier that I forgot to, I just want to kind of scrub that a little bit before you use them for the first time. Just takes that little bit of manufacturing film off of it, and it'll help give me a nice clean stamp. Fingers crossed that's what happens, right? Okay, so we're going to do Oh Christmas Tree, and I'm going to leave the rest of it blank to sign at the bottom. That's cute. And then we will adhere this to the back of our pop-up box. Again, just center that as best you can. Push that down. All right, so now is going to be the magic. So let's create the box component. So this is going to fold like this. And this is going to come up, and we're going to adhere these flaps to the back. Okay, so it'll go just like this. If you don't like this, you can erase it at this point. I guess I could have put it on the back. I didn't. I don't know. It didn't seem to matter to me. It erases pretty well. It's more fun to see the effect. So that's what I did. All right, so I'm going to add my adhesive to the inside of all 4 tabs. And I'm just going to fold this up and fold that together. And again, I'm just lining this up with the score lines so it all will come together just like this. And now I can add this outside layer that is going to cover that up. So I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive here. And just kind of cover that up. centering it. That just adds a really nice finishing touch to the box. Okay, so you're going to put your chocolate in here. Those flat Ghirardelli will fit in there. I don't recommend mailing that, and that will definitely cost you more money. But a gift card absolutely will fit in here. So you just kind of tuck this in, and it is going to fold flat, just like this. And I just kind of squish it a little bit and make sure it'll stay flat. So now we're going to create the belly band. The best way to do this, because you don't want it to be too tight and you don't want it to be too loose, you're going to, it's going to be a snugger fit than you would normally do a regular belly band. So a regular belly band, you might overlap an inch or more. This is going to be barely 1/4 of an inch because you want to accommodate the thickness of this and not have it too tight. So I just kind of loosely wrap this around and then bend this down. You can see I left just a tiny bit hanging out there. So again, just kind of loosely wrapping that around and pushing it down. And then I will put a tiny bead stripe of glue on the top edge. And we will turn this and attach it. You can see it just barely overlaps about 1/4 of an inch. That's enough. And I'm going to let that sit for a moment. And while that is sitting, we will assemble our little accoutrement for the belly band, the fun part. Now you can go crazy with this fun part. I went a little simple for 2 reasons. One, I'm out of town and I don't have everything with me. And 2, if you know me, I don't always go over the top. So this is not going to be too far over the top. So we did cut a circle out of garden green. Thank you to my helper, Elf. And then I am using, what is this fun ribbon? This is the iridescent ribbon in this fun, I'm going to say white, but it's just beautiful, beautiful iridescence. And I used the green circle because I wanted enough of a contrast behind the tree to see this beautiful ribbon. And I'm just doing a zigzag. And then slice your ribbon at an angle, helps prevent fraying, offers a little extra texture to your design. And I want this to go horizontal so that my tree really stands out on there. Now I could go and use a blending brush and maybe add a little lighter green around this. I think for today's purposes, I'm just going to add this and I'm going to add some colorful embellishments on the tree that will serve as their decorations. So I am going to pop my tree up on dimensionals. I want to make sure I get one at the tippy top here and one at the bottom. That's just going to help everything stay and it won't be adhered just to the ribbon. And I'm adding more to this one than I did the last one. Because sometimes you need a little extra and sometimes you need a lot less. Okay. My brain is not working too well today. Turn you this way. I guess I should have put them on the back of the tree instead, but here we go. Almost all of them. So I'm going to move one over. so I can cover all of those. There we go. Saved. Happy accidents. Okay. So now before I put this onto the belly band, I'm going to look through what I did bring. So for the demo, I added some fun embellishments. These are the iridescent faceted gems. And I put those on the snowflake. I don't know if you can really see that too well in the camera view. All right. I'll take photos when I get home and make sure that they are all posted. Let's see. Okay. So I was thinking when I left home. So instead of candy canes, I'm going to do peppermints. So these are the real red and white adhesive backed peppermints. And no, the color is not identical, but I think it's going to be a fun element to add to the Christmas tree. So we're going to put some peppermint ornaments and sprinkle them around. A couple of big ones, a couple of medium-sized ones, and then we'll do a couple of babies. Except that I somehow got it stuck to my tool. All right, some itty bitties to line at the top. Maybe one more. Okay, I think that's enough. Of course, I do not have a star, but I do have this fun druzy adhesive backed embellishment with me that I think will make a really great star that will match or coordinate with that ribbon. Sometimes you just try things out and see what happens. All right, so now all we have to do is add our adhesive to our belly band. And we will add our tree right in the center. You could also add a little tag hanging off of here, or you could put a tag on the inside with your gift card. And you're just going to squish this together and slide your belly band on. So that is today's project. All right, so let me know if you need any of those measurements. I can send you to Lisa Curcio's website, or I can just text them to you. Either way, I hope you have a great evening. I look forward to seeing you in the comments. Don't forget that if you are on my mailing list, a coupon was sent on Tuesday evening. I will resend it again in a week or so, but you can get 20% off your entire order through December 31st, 2024. And I shared how you can do that with me. So I will see you for day 6 very, very soon. Bye.